yeah, we
Yeah,
jumping
what's up,
into it today.
everybody? Oh yeah, we get into it today. We don't even have an icebreaker.
I got one.
You got one? Okay, what's up?
Tiger Woods.
What's going on with Tiger Woods? I don't know.
Tiger Woods was arrested today. Did
What?
another roll and tumble in his vehicle. This the fourth time it done happened. 2001 in California happened. Now today in Florida, it done happened. They got to the scene, the police, and they said Tiger Woods had got out the vehicle after his car had rolled over and tumbled. And they said they asked him to do a sobriety test. He did that. When they got down to the police station, they asked for a urine sample. He said no. But they said they could tell. They don't know if he was drinking, but they said he was intoxicated from something.
Come on,
Yep.
Tiger.
It was like, here we go. Here we go. Tiger Woods. Tiger
Mm.
Woods. Oh, and then Savannah Guthrie. I was
Yeah, I,
watching
I, I, I
that.
watched some of it. I didn't watch it, but she was
That
having
was
a
like, oh, that was so sad.
yeah, it
Just
was.
watching that because she said she feel like it's her fault. That's how she feel. But you know, looking in on the outside, the advice I could give to her is don't feel like it's your fault. Just because you took off at a time in your life at a certain age and decided to be a news reporter or a journalist, that still didn't give nobody the right, to kidnap her mother and then use her as the individual as to why they did it.
Yeah, that's wrong.
But she just said it's just been so hard. And I kind of understand what she's saying, because it's the not knowing. And when she mentioned that, because it's something that you don't know, like we discussed,
Yeah,
things that
exactly.
we've been through. It's like you wonder about it because you rather know about it than to not know about it. Certain
Hmm.
things you don't want to know about, but there's certain things you do want to know about, you
Yeah.
know. And so that was just really
Hmm.
sad to hear her say that, it was the not knowing, where her mother is at, you know.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's just,
Yeah.
it's something else.
Yeah. Yeah. So any I watch I'm always on YouTube and I watch Chocho and Quan.
Oh
Quan is
yeah.
always pranking his uncle. He did like put out some new videos this week.
Hmm.
Hilarious. So I'm a fan. I'm always watching
Me
them. This is
too.
my little I look at them be cracking up.
Yeah,
Choo Choo and Quan. So yeah,
they something else.
hilarious. Hilarious. So let's get it.
So we're gonna jump into this pre-trial. So we're going into, the pre-trial hearings of this case. If everybody's been watching and following us, so we're gonna jump, right into that nonstop. So if you guys are watching, catch up with us.
Yeah,
Okay, so
catch
we're going
up.
into, yeah,
Hmm.
yep. So we're going into the pre-trial. The pre-trial, um, this is just a little, snippet of stuff we'll be talking about because we're still going through a process of it's just so much. It's so much stuff that got to be dissected. A lot.
Y'all remember if y'all watched last week when Crystal held up the packet,
Hmm.
how thick it was? Y'all have no idea.
It's about, I say, 30, 40 of those. So it's a
And
lot.
mhm,
It's a lot for
yeah.
us. And we gotta kind of like what me and Richard been doing, we've been kind of like pacing ourselves and taking things like one step at a time so that we could get like a great understanding of like
Hmm.
what's going on in these transcripts, trying to make sure that we interpret everything right and
Hmm.
truthfully so that when
Hmm.
we bring it to you guys can understand where the breakdown of everything happened in chronological order. And
Yeah.
also, not just that, but what we've been doing is dissecting the lies. that Laura has
Exactly.
told. And so tonight we will be getting into um, some transcripts, but
Mm-hmm.
we're going to start with the just give you a little bit of snippet of what's coming
What's to
with this
come, and
this
also
pre-trial
yeah, I have a
hearing.
few clips we're gonna play too to go
Hmm.
along with as we explain. And also, like Crystal said, you've been following us. You know what we're doing, where we at. If you haven't, go back and just watch all the videos and just catch up.
Yes.
You know, we're gonna be doing
Yeah.
this for a while, so I mean, and
Hmm.
all the videos are very interesting. You'll see how we build and we begin to put everything together, and you'll see how we got to where we are right now.
Hmm.
It's
And
real
try
good.
to be patient with us because it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. It's a lot that we're
Mm-hmm.
just learning about things that we didn't know. There's a lot of things that all of us was familiar with, but we just didn't know what this lady was doing behind the scenes. And
Mm-hmm.
so it don't hurt. And I can tell anybody, if you've been through what we've been through, it doesn't hurt to do your own investigation. It doesn't hurt to do that, especially if you really want to know. You're not getting the answers that you're. Oh, somebody
Mm-hmm.
said something. Who is this? A.
Yeah.
Taylor. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you guys are doing well this evening. I'm glad you guys are pushing the truth out there.
Yep.
Oh, thank
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
watching. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, I seen you up on
Thank
up
you.
there, supporting
Yeah.
us. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think you were on TikTok
Yeah.
or
She was
somewhere.
a couple times.
Yeah,
I seen
yeah,
her. Thank you,
yeah,
Taylor. We
yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
you. So
Yeah,
what we're doing, we're
we're
getting
on
into.
Facebook. It's right quick. We're on Facebook as well. I just started the Facebook, trying to get that going. So everybody follows on Facebook, of course, up here, YouTube, TikTok, like I said, also Spotify. So you know,
Mhm.
trying to cover
So
everything.
so we're getting to like real business this year. I mean,
Yeah.
it's gonna be really deep this year. So we're gonna get into, like I said, the pre-trial. The original DA that was involved in this case, it wasn't Julie Baldwin, it was Karen Gorm. And this was in 1999, April 6th. She was the one who filed the charges against Musa in this case. It wasn't Laura and it wasn't none of us. She saw the
Yeah.
severity of this case and she saw how much denial me and all of our siblings was in coming up
And
out of that situation like
mhm.
that. And so she decided that, hey, you're not going to press charges. She's going to press charges. So, and she's the state. She works with the government. She's the state. Okay,
Okay,
so
thanks.
here's
Follow us
Taylor
on
again.
Facebook. Appreciate it. Yep.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate
Mm-hmm.
that too.
Mm-hmm. And I
Okay.
like the fact that you said that she's the one that brought these charges, because Laura is saying to me is she filed charges and everything. So
Hmm.
I like the fact that you're adding that in.
Right. And so we're gonna get further into it now. So we're gonna let you guys know this, that the law enforcement officers that was involved in that home, because this is getting into the beginning of the preliminary the pre-trial hearing. So the officers that was up at that home, when Laura stated in her video, and we have several clips of them, that there was all types of helicopters and
Mm-hmm.
all types of agents there covering the whole property. That's an exaggeration. Well, a lie. It's not the truth. There was about, I'll say, according to the police report, 8 officers. So there was a law enforcement agent by the name of Mr. Duffy, Mr. Fogel, and Mr. Zirkle, and they are in these preliminary trial hearings that we'll be discussing.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the Bodie siblings, which is all of us, the doctor that oversaw all of us and giving us all our physicals and stuff after coming out of that situation. Her name is Dr. Claire Sheridan. She did the full report of the malnutrition and the abuse of all of us. The evidence in the case, there was a lot of evidence, but we're only given like a snippet of what type of evidence that was in a case. There was a 26-page letter that Laura wrote. There was cassettes that she recorded, a ton of them. There was also Polaroid pictures,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and there was a mattress, because this mattress has been brought up and she's had it on a snippet on some of the WKYC news stations where they show snippets of blood being on the mattress. What I'm going to tell you is that the blood was self-inflicted
Yep.
by her. It had nothing to do with Musa at all, inflicting that on her. And in Adrian's testimony, as we speak more and we get into everybody's testimonies, because we're going to go through everybody's testimonies. We're going to go through all 12 of us that testified testimonies verbatim.
Mm-hmm.
We're going through our mom's testimonies, Musa's testimonies, Laura's, Adrian's, psychologists, doctors, lawyers that was there, an uncle that testified. There's going to be a lot of
Now,
things that we
now
get
here,
into.
and some things that are graphic, we're gonna
We're
hold
not going to
that.
mention,
But
right?
far as with Musa and Laura, everything's on the table.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
y'all
we're
know.
not gonna hold anything out for Laura because of the simple fact Laura has been out in the media for the last 20 years telling lies. And so we're here to put the truth out there, you know. We're gonna give you the truth, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
And I
we're
don't
gonna
want to
make
go
sure.
into. I don't want to go too far into the tapes, but the information you gave me today
Mm-hmm.
about the tapes and what really happened. When we get to that, y'all,
We're gonna
disgusting,
get to that tonight. Yeah,
disgusting. If we get,
we're
yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
getting to that. So
Mm-hmm.
specific interviews was conducted during this preliminary pre-trial hearing,
Mm-hmm.
and the specific interviews that was conducted, it was done only on Laura because we wouldn't speak, and that's because none of us didn't want to be bothered. Of course, you love your parents, you don't want to tell on your parents, so that's the type of position all of us was in. um, this detective, Mr. Zirkle, interviewed Laura, and she seemed to know pretty much everything about us. Everything about us. I mean, you would have thought that she was our like some type of guardian angel or something. You would have
Mm-hmm.
thought that was because of the way she spoke about all of us. And then when you read this preliminary hearing, it would make you think. And I was also told this by two of the DAs that, you brought up a good point, Crystal, that if she was locked in a garage, how would she know to collect all of this stuff? How did she get a hold, of all of this stuff? So specifically, Detective Zirko's focus, when you look at this preliminary hearing, it was on Laura, where he was going back during the preliminary trial hearing, telling the judge that, oh, I know this because Laura told me that. And at some point, the judge got sick of it. And he was like, I'm sick of hearing about what Laura told you. I want to hear from all the victims. And he
Mm-hmm.
said he didn't understand that. How do you know that everything that she says is true without talking to other people? That's not fair. So he said, that's hearsay. So Musa
Mm.
was present at his hearing, this pretrial hearing. He was present. He was offered 10 years, you guys, in prison. He was offered 5 years probation, but he refused to take
Yeah.
that. Had he to
Because he didn't want to be. I believe because he didn't want to be labeled as a pedophile at the
right,
register. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yep.
So he's trying to get out of that, but
So
hey.
he decided not to take that deal. And what happened? He could have been out in 2008, but I'm just letting you know. I thank God he's locked up. He's not out. That he's in there. So, and another thing too, to all of our family, if you guys watch, um, I just want to let you guys know is that he's not getting out. I know he's
Nope.
been pushing, stories to certain individuals in our family stating that, oh, I'm getting out, I'm getting out, I'm getting out, I'm gonna be getting out this day, that day, I'm ready to come home. He's not getting out, period. He's not getting out at all. At all. He hasn't even served a quarter of his sentence for the things that he did. So that's not happening. Okay, keynotes. I'm gonna mention this right now. The tapes that Richard was just talking about. Um, so Laura Cowan recorded She stated through Detective Zerko's pre-trial presence at this hearing, he stated that Laura, one of the videos or one of the cassettes that she recorded, that it was our mother beating the children in this on this cassette. And he asked Mr. Zerko, "How do you know that that's their mother?" And he kept saying, "Because Laura told him so." So he threw that out. He said, "That's hearsay." He said, "You just can't say she has a recording and that that's somebody's voice on it without doing proper investigation on that." So they threw that out. And then also in this pre-trial hearing packet, the judge stated to him that he needed to interview everyone and stop saying Laura said so, because there were children that was victims in that house, and he wanted to hear from the children
the actual
on
victim.
what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I think what happened is Mr. Zerko tried to not he came at us really hard, I think, because we was already vulnerable and all of us didn't want to speak. And I think he came at us really hard so we wouldn't speak, because I think he knew that we was going to speak against Laura. And I just want to make everybody aware of this. Me and none of my siblings testified in court that this lady was, none of us, actually all of our testimony against her is negative.
Yep.
Negative.
Every last one
Every
of y'all.
last one of us, even our mothers, is negative. She hasn't not
Adrian at
Adrian
times, hers was negative too at points.
Yeah, but she has not one witness that could say that they saw her starved, that they saw her beat, that they saw her held hostage. It's the actual opposite.
Exactly. And the same thing with her children.
The same thing.
Yeah.
Her children is pretty much stating, I'm just going to say this, they're pretty much stating in their testimonies that they don't know anything, that it could have happened, but basically their mother told them what happened. They said they don't remember anything. They don't know anything. So that was a kind of nerve-wracking and hard for me and you, because we reading it and it was like repetitious. I just put it
over
away.
and over. It was like constantly. I don't know.
I was
maybe.
like, wow.
It's like,
and Taz, she didn't testify at all. She's not even mentioned nothing but about 3 times in the report. She tried to get, I'm going to mention this. She tried to get Julie Baldwin to file charges against Musa on his own daughter, that he took his daughter, but the judge said no, because they weren't married and she was a cohabitant in that home. And it's not against the law in California. When, like here in California, if you're married and you take a child from the parent that does all the grooming for the child, they'll do an Amber Alert. You'll get in trouble, mom or dad. You'll get in trouble. But if you're boyfriend and girlfriend and you have a child and one of the parents decide to take one of the kids, that's not considered kidnap or taking a child. And so she tried to get Julie Baldwin to press charges against Musa concerning that situation. And the judge said, no, you can't do that, because first of all, she had a legal husband. He had a legal wife. He didn't do anything wrong if he took his child, which he didn't.
He didn't. She left.
She and it's in there. It's in
right.
there. She states it in there that she gave. She gave our mother her child. She states it in there.
Taz was crying a lot, and she wasn't used to being around Laura. So when Laura's picking it up, that's why Taz used to be around our mom or at y'all, because y'all would hold her all the time. She wasn't used to Laura. See, Laura not telling people that.
Nope. Because Laura was a street person. That's
exactly.
The thing. She was a street person. She wasn't a homebody. You know how, like, we talked about, sometimes we can be homebodies. You just like being in your home.
Yeah.
You know, this lady, and so was our father. Like I said, they was road dogs, both of them.
Yeah, Bonnie and Clyde.
They was rolling together, eating them ham sandwiches. They was having a ball at the movie theater, you know? They was having a ball.
Musa having a fit. He was Muslim.
They was having a ball. But I'm telling you, they was road dogs. The lady was with him 24/7. And I'm gonna tell you,
He
Rita,
says this. He says this, and with no
yes,
objections to none of the stuff he was
yes,
saying against Laura. I mean,
yes,
it's crazy, y'all.
and reading Moose's transcripts, you guys, is so comical.
It is.
It's funny reading it, and reading some of her transcripts is funny because all they do, I look at it like this: the same way up in the home, the
Mm-hmm.
same way they acted up in the home, the same way they testified in them transcripts, it was the same thing. They was going head to head to each other. And also, don't believe that when Laura said that she was battered by him, he was battered by her too.
Yep.
So we're gonna
All
get
that's in there. No
so we
objections were remember to none of the
yep,
stuff he was saying because it's
yes.
documented. He went to the hospital, man. Y'all.
It's documented of
Yeah.
what she did. So, listen and pay attention. And like I said, this is just the beginning phases of what we're
Mm-hmm.
going through. Because this preliminary hearing, it's gonna take a
It's
long
a lot. I mean,
time for
those
us to get
packets,
this set.
those packets, and all the information. It's a lot.
It's
That's
like
all
a
I can say.
it's like a novel.
It is. I mean, we talking
All
about
of
books and books.
and it takes you, me and Richard sat up Saturday and we was sitting reading
We went all day Saturday because I know it's 3 hour difference. So you called me early out there where you was at. We went all
yeah,
day.
we was on the phone for what, 6 hours?
Yeah,
When I got off the phone, I was like, dang, we was
we
on
was
the phone
rolling.
6 hours.
Then we had a little break, but we talked to our aunt for a minute. Then we went
Yeah,
back. Remember, we went
yeah,
back.
we
So,
hung up for a minute, talked to Aunt for a little bit, and then got some lunch and stuff, was back at it.
yep.
So what we rolling into now after dissect, you ready, Rick?
Yeah, we're gonna go back up to the top
So
right.
yeah, at the top. So after dissecting uh, uh, uh some of the pre-trial hearing, that was just telling you guys this is what's to come. Oh,
Yeah.
another thing I want to mention too, our mother's testimony. We're going to talk a little bit about that, but a lot of stuff we're not going to say because we had a hard time with reading
Yeah.
a lot of that stuff because, like I said, I don't remember. I believe my mother was abused, but I don't remember seeing him physically do that. Although I do remember the verbal arguments and the emotional abuse, the physical abuse, I don't remember. But just reading it, it was like it was triggering to me. And
It
so
was.
we're gonna say some things, but we're not gonna get because like Richard said, a lot of that stuff in there, even with some of our siblings, a lot of that stuff is in there. It's gruesome.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how Laura had the audacity to exploit all of us like that and talk like that with a lot of these, you know, stations and stuff about this stuff, you know. And, like I was telling Rick before we got on, it's like she's doing something like The Hunt for Red October. You know that movie? That's what it seemed like. It's like she hunting somebody.
It's like you said also before we got up here. It's like, oh, since they won't tell and they won't be a part of it and help me, I'm gonna tell it for
Mm-hmm.
them.
She can't tell our story for us, and like you
Yep.
said, she's not the spokesperson for none of us,
Nope.
her or her kids. And it ain't just her at fault; her children are at fault too because they're grown now, and so I know they know better. I'm privy to a lot of things. To one of me and Richard, we know a few of her little Cleveland buddies that she used to roll with that we've had many a conversations with, and when I tell you that they've experienced some stuff that our family experienced, and our father says she's a convincing gold digger, trust me. From what I heard from these
Convincing
people,
gold digger.
yes, we just spoke to one of her friends just yesterday for a couple of hours, and I'm just telling you the stuff that he said. It wasn't a shock to me. It's just that's just the type of person she is. So, you wanted to start this one, Rick?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We want to give a big round of applause to our sister Tiffany,
Mm-hmm.
Crystal, and I.
Mm-hmm.
Spent Saturday morning going through Tiffany's entire testimony, and she did an excellent job in speaking. Um, just highly uh
It was highly difficult,
yeah, yeah,
but she
yeah.
got through it. I mean,
Mhm.
all of us
Just
intelligent,
the
but
yeah, just
it was amazing what she did.
the details of her
Mm-hmm.
experience and of our upbringing. Everyone did a good I know these are notes. Everyone yeah, she's a good job basically. She
Yeah,
didn't miss a beat.
not one
Uh
beat, and
Tiffany just it was like it just I want to stop for a minute because it's like you told me that dad didn't like the fact that she kept saying my daddy and stuff like that, right?
well,
Because I know you said certain stuff he didn't like how she said certain things, right? But
yeah,
she was up there. I know he was having the fit because she kept saying certain stuff, and I know he was hearing it. So her whole testimony to me was just like it was kind of getting at him and how she was speaking, but at the
mm-hmm.
same time she was real holding her own against his
Yeah, she
lawyer
did.
and
Yeah, she
everything.
did.
And
Yeah, because
she
his
did.
lawyer kind of like what I understand is lawyer's job as well as Julie Baldwin's job. His lawyer's job was to get him off, but I mean, he didn't make it to doing that at all. And I think his lawyer actually believed that he did do all that stuff because he even dropped out of his case and he got a female lawyer
Yeah, yeah,
after that
yeah.
because they even stated it at the hearing in 2024 when we went. Remember, I told you we went to the hearing.
Hmm.
Um, One of the DAs stated that he had tricked his lawyer, and
Yeah,
so
she,
his
yeah,
lawyer dropped out during the trial, and he had to get another
yeah,
attorney.
yeah.
So,
So I just
um,
want to say, Tiffany did a good job. She didn't miss
excellent,
a beat.
excellent,
Um,
excellent.
we just proud of Tiffany because that
Yep.
was like because we went through a lot of everybody's testimony. Not everybody. Well, we was hitting and missing, but when we
Hmm.
went through all of hers, right?
The entire
And
thing Saturday.
hers was off the point. I was sitting there like, oh my god, she was killing it.
Yeah, they was trying to trick her up a little bit.
They was trying real bad, but she was like
Hmm.
just dodging and really answering us. It was good. It was good.
Yep, yep.
So
And so, the other thing is, we would like to point out is that Laura used a lot of our testimonies from reading Tiffany's transcripts Saturday because Tiffany had mentioned in her testimony, she mentioned that, uh, okay, one of the things we was going to point out is that she used some of our testimony in the media. She lied by using Keisha's full testimony. I mean, she used Keisha's full
yeah,
testimony because we've
she
been
sure
through
did.
Keisha's entire testimony, and she used Keisha's entire testimony in the media,
Yeah, she
entire
did.
testimony in the media. So that really shot me. Everything that happened to Keisha and her testimony that she testified about, Laura said happened to her. So when I tell you she's mimicking everybody, she's mimicking every last one of us. She has the transcripts and she done took bits and pieces of the transcripts and she's used it or she's taken some of the siblings. I can tell you, Tiffany, Marcus, Lakeisha, Sharon, Marlon, me, and our mother. She used mostly all our mother's testimony and
Yeah,
Lakeisha's
she
testimony and a lot of Tiffany's and Marcus.
allied Tiffany's and
Those
Marcus and Marlon too for her
Marlon
son.
too.
For her
Yeah, for her
son
son.
and pieces. And we didn't really get to Sharon's, but we know she used something because we
Yeah.
noticed that. Yeah.
So getting off into Tiffany's testimony and our mom's testimony, she used some of Adrian's testimony as well. Marlon's and Sharon's. What she forgot to do is tell everyone about her testimony. Now, when we get into her testimony, you guys, we gonna mm-hmm. It's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's gonna be something else. And things that investigators investigated of her. This is like when I look at it for myself, it's like deja vu because I'm just like, I told you so. Remember when I kept telling you, read
Yeah,
transcripts?
yeah,
I said, I
yeah.
told you so. I told
Mm-hmm.
you. And so when Laura talks about wrongdoing, she makes sure to keep herself out of it. And she did a dirty job using our family and the media for the
Mm-hmm.
past 20 years by telling a story that doesn't belong to her. Now, if we flip the story vice versa and we did it to her, she would have a fit. She would have a fit about it. So let's start with Tiffany.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
you want to start with that, Rick?
Yes, our sister told Mr. Morales, Musa attorney, that Laura had a refrigerator and
Mm-hmm.
that she never witnessed or saw Laura being ill treated, nor did she uh, see her starve from food. Plus, Laura left the house anytime she wanted to.
Right.
Now, I have a video I want to play from the Dr. Phil show about that
Mm-hmm.
refrigerator. Here we go.
Right.
Let's stop playing this game. You can fool these people, but you know you can't fool us.
Laura, what do you say about what they're saying?
That they're absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. That is not true, Dr. Phil. I didn't even have a refrigerator.
Well, is it true?
Okay.
Yes.
Is it
all.
true?
It's true.
Is it true?
She had a refrigerator.
Now, like I said, we were in different locations. But in that garage, Dr. Phil, that's where I was held captive. That's where the torture began for me. That's where we were locked up in there with chains on that garage door that I could not get out of.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In the transcripts, let me tell you this. There was
Mm-hmm.
not chains on the garage door. She's lying.
Yep, it wasn't.
She's lying. We got the transcripts. There was not. And it's going to be revealed the truth. It was not. Number two, she did have a refrigerator. She testified to it.
And
that
she
had a
said it on the
refrigerator.
stand. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She lied to Dr. Phil. She testified to it that she had a refrigerator. She, Laura Cowan, she testified to it that she had a refrigerator in her transcripts. Adrian testified to it. Our mother testified to it. Musa testified to it. And every last one of the children testified that she had a refrigerator. Even her own son said she had a refrigerator. So you tell me who's fooling who. So that was a lie right there. You want to go on, Rick, or you want me to start?
You can start.
Okay, Tiffany also testified that our meals was consisted of potatoes, oatmeal, rice, beans, and sometimes chicken patties. On some occasions, she said mom used to make us hot dogs and they would cut it in fours. So you got a hot dog like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's cut in fours to give 4 children a piece. Now, Laura told Terry Crumpton that Musa would take a hot dog and make it and cut it in 4 pieces. And that's how they ate.
Mm-hmm. I got a clip for that.
Mm-hmm.
Physically abused you also?
Yes, he did. He
What,
physically.
what was that like? That was beatings?
Ooh, wow. With me and the children, he would, like the children, for example, he would string them upside down, beat them on their feet. He took, to give you an example, if they didn't know certain surahs in the Quran, because he had them memorize them by heart, he would take their own feces and shove it in their mouth.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh, he was deep. He was deep. He took his oldest son, Jihad, of one incident when some food was missing in the home because the kid was hungry. And that's another way he disciplined
He
him.
used food as a weapon.
As a weapon.
I'm told he was like, he would dish out like half of a hot dog at times when he wanted to punish.
Oh,
guys.
you did your research well. That's right, he did. Mm-hmm.
Wow. So, and then you were you guys would stash food in the ceiling tiles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one time I took some chicken that he threw to us in the garage, and I hid it up under the pillow because I wanted my son to eat it. And the ants got to it, and I was so hurt because we were so hungry. But I try to make sure the children ate first.
Now, obviously, besides
That was in Tiffany's testimony, what she said.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then also when she mentioned that he would make us study the surahs from the Quran and punish us for prayer, all of us testified to that in our testimonies.
Mm.
And that's why he said what he said, because when you look at some of that stuff is staged.
Yeah, it is.
That stuff is staged. So you didn't hear that. She told you that.
Yeah. She
She
told him.
told you that. She told you that verbatim because it's in the transcripts. Our sister testified to it.
She
So
sure did.
yeah.
And what's this next part with Tiffany? Tiffany testified that Moose took a gun, sat her down, and put the bullet on the table with the gun and held her. Oh, and told her, "I would kill you. No one would know." Laura used this part of Tiffany testimony, and when he went on Charles White and said it, but also I have a clip where I believe she did say it up there, but she also said at this other meeting where she met up with what's her name?
Tracy Potts.
Tracy Potts. I have that clip too. Because here it is right here.
Forcefully put itself upon you. Talk to me about how were you able to try to maintain a healthy pregnancy while dealing.
Hold up, not that clip. Here's the one. We're gonna get to that other one too, but here's the one right here.
When did it come, and how do you feel when you're married to another man and he's now calling you his wife while his own wife is in the house? Walk us through that.
Walk me out of it.
Right?
Pure insanity, really. And I'm telling you, it's crazy when you're isolated like that, taken away from your family, taken away from people. You can't work, go to school, nothing. And it's just, I can't explain it. It's just, you're like living in a foreign country, but you're right there in the United States. It's just unbelievable, the mindset. I was really terrified of him because I didn't know what he had planned. He mentioned a lot of things of, killing us all. He mentioned digging a hole in the backyard and putting all of us in there. Things like that, you had to, those are threats you had to take seriously. Even taking a bullet out the gun and putting it on the table and walking away. Just little mental mind games he played, to put that fear in you, to break you down, break your will down. And it works. It really does work, because I was terrified of him. Because he would have been the type of person, if he was hemmed up in that house with law enforcement around, because that's what, in my mind, he would have killed everybody and even killed himself. And I didn't want that to happen.
There you go.
I told y'all. I knew it was the clip. I know she said to Charles White too, but I knew I heard her say it up on this one too. So I couldn't find the other ones, but I found this one. So I told y'all it's staged because she's saying the same things over and over again. And all of them, Tracy Potts is not reading from real court transcripts. Those are articles.
Yep. Or she's saying things that Laura told her from other people's testimony. They don't have no type of factual evidence, which is bad for them because they're doing some slanderous stuff too, because they're sitting up there and they taking things that she's saying, and what they're doing, they think they're safe because if they get it from her, oh, well, we didn't know. But like I told somebody yesterday, there's no excuse for ignorance. In some cases there's not, because there's a lot of Google sites, all types of sites you can go to. You can go and you can ask people, the professional people. That's what I do. Ask them if I don't believe it. So, and then being a journalist on top of that, these journalists, they're supposed to be doing some heavy, deep journalistic research. And I'm saying they haven't done that, because while Tracy Potts sit back and she says that she knew Laura for 15 years, there's a lot that you don't know about her. A lot. So you keep right on, living up her, what, and talking all that crap for her that she's talking. You keep messing around, you're going to find out about her. You're going to find out. So the next thing, we get into Lakeisha's testimony that Musa told her at a very young age that he would burn the house down and kill Mom and Richard and her in it. Now, Laura made this comment. She copied Lakeisha's testimony. She made this comment November 15th at Tri-City Community College. She told Tracy Potts that Musa told her that he would burn the entire house down with Laura and her children in it. So what she did, she flipped the story that Keisha told when she was a small child. Lakeisha testified in her testimony that our father was at work, and Richard and Lakeisha were the only two children at the time that our parents had. And when our dad arrived home, he asked her a series of questions about our mother. And when she didn't answer it right, he got mad and he told her, "I'll burn down the house with you, Richard, and your mother in it." Now, Laura, she went back November 15th and she told Tracy Potts that Musa told her that he would burn down the house with Laura and her two children in it. Now, nowhere in Laura's testimony did she testify to that. Only Keisha
She sure didn't
testified to that. But Laura took this out of Keisha's testimony and she's been parading it on TV, flipping and turning things and lying. Why don't you just talk about yourself? I got an idea about that. Talk about yourself. And when you talk about yourself, talk to everybody about your shady past that you have, because it's getting ready to get exploited soon.
Oh, yeah.
You had a deep, dark, shady past. And the last time I checked, like my grandmother told me, my mom's mother, the pot can't talk about the kettle. You and him, y'all are a match made in heaven. And
They
both
just
of you
alike.
guys, y'all can't talk about each other. You guys, from what me and my brother read, you guys are carving copies of each other. Behavior-wise, you're carving copies of each other. You guys go head to head, boxing each other, head to head, hurting each other, doing
Back
things
to back.
against each other. Yeah, and then involving other people in it. And
And,
then
what I noticed in the transcripts, like they both were defiant.
very, very,
I
very, because
noticed that too.
over and over and over again, the judge had to keep telling Laura he was going to hold her in contempt. He told Dad he was going to hold him in contempt. He kept telling Laura, listen to the question. Dad's attorney kept telling Laura, I didn't ask you that. Because that's what she does. Even if you watch her on some of these media shows, when she's asked a question, she's not going to answer it. Even on the Dr. Phil show, all of us, like I told you, Rick, we asked her a lot of questions. She would not answer it.
She went around it.
Like last year, I think in September, after that movie Girl in the Garage came out, this news lady, I forget her name. Her name was Heather something. She asked Laura, she said, what happened? Where did this crime happen at? She said, oh, it happened, it happened out. Well, what happened is out. She wouldn't answer the question. She was fumbling over her words. She was like, well, what happened is what happened is I was in a bad relationship.
Bad relationship, yeah.
Yeah. Bad relationship, and would not tell the state that it happened in.
Nope.
That's what she did. So,
mom's testimony, right?
Yep.
Mom stated in her testimony that Musa held a gun to the back of her head. Laura mocked our mom and told Tracy Potts that Musa held a gun to her head. And there's a clip of what Laura said. Yeah. So once again, and that's at the Tri-City one, right? Or is that from the little? Because I know the clip. That's the Tri-City, right?
That's
as
the
well.
Tri-City one.
Okay. Because I know she said it.
Yeah.
Did she tell Charles White that too?
Yeah, she did.
Who knows?
Yeah, she told Charles White that too. Yep.
I
So
mean, and we were reading it, and this happened with in Virginia. So she had to get those transcripts, or someone gave her some information. There's no way. I mean, it is like word for word. It's just flipped around, and Laura is just saying it happened to her.
not just saying things that is in the transcript, she's made up things too.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
lied.
She,
She's
yeah, she add
lied.
on. Yeah.
She's made up things that didn't even happen, that none of us have. We know for a fact because too much happened to us, so we know verbatim, what happened. But I'm saying she makes up things, and she'll say something happened that didn't happen. You know,
Mm,
and like you said, there
mm.
is a clip of it. Also, mom stated in her testimony that Musa would scare her a lot. She didn't leave because she was afraid for her children. Laura told Tamron Hall this same thing that mom said, and there is a clip of it as well. So
Mm.
I want to say this is that in those transcripts, Laura is repeatedly saying that she was afraid and that she was scared. Every time she's asked a question, she says, I was scared. But not according to Adrian and Dad and all of our testimonies, she wasn't scared. Not according to our mom's testimony, she wasn't
She was
scared.
she was fighting him. She said on Charles White she was a gangster.
Yeah, that she was bucking at him.
Yeah, she was bucking.
She said it herself that
She
she was
said she
bucking.
said our she said our mom was just doing everything, but me, I was bucking.
Yep. And that she was a gangster.
Yeah.
That's what she stated.
Mm, mm, mm. What we on 6?
So, mm-hmm.
A mom,
Um,
mom. Well, you can finish up. I ain't know
Okay,
you had
moving
something.
on.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Marcus, we get into Marcus. Marcus testified that Musa made him dig a hole in Mead Valley, and the hole was 6 feet deep. Now,
Oh
this
yeah.
is gonna correlate with Marlon's testimony because Marlon was a part of this too, and we just read some of Marlon's testimony as well. And so Marcus testified that Musa made him dig a hole in Mead Valley 6 feet deep and pour honey. Not just did Marcus testify, but Marcus was on this podcast speaking about that, and so was
Yeah.
Marlon.
Yeah.
So I wanted to clarify that as well. So Marcus testified that Musa made him dig a hole in Mead Valley, 6 feet deep, and pour honey on him and the ants came to get him. Now there's a clip where you see Michelle Knight sitting with Dr. Phil talking. Now Laura was sitting up there with a WKYC news reporter, and they asked her what did she think of what Michelle Knight said. So Laura used this story of Marcus and Marlon, and she said he made his son dig a hole and put him in it, and then he waited till the sun came out. He poured honey on him so the ants can come and get him. Now let me tell you this: this was some years, a good solid 7, 8 years before we met Laura, before this happened. So she took his testimony and she used it. And also another place where she got it from Adrian, because Adrian was present when this
Mm-hmm.
happened, because Marcus testified to it that it was a lot of people on that property. Matter of fact, Marlon testified to it that homeboy from outer space came over and stood at the hole and looked in the hole and was laughing and told them that's what you guys get.
Mm-hmm.
So Marlon
Mm-hmm.
testified to that.
He sure
And
did.
yeah, so another thing I wanted to mention too, real quick, when mom stated to you, Richard, that he
Mm-hmm.
was a nice man and that he didn't do anything, that's a total and complete lie.
Yeah,
He's
that's
done.
what I've been finding out this year. With I already knew because y'all told me things, but because they
You
mention
see
him
when
in court documents. Now I
Yeah,
understand why they did. Yeah,
he's all in the
yeah.
document. And the thing what I don't like about it is that you live 3,000 miles away from us, and I know me and all of our siblings have talked to you and
Mm-hmm.
told you how he's treated us
Yep.
and mistreated us. Now me myself, you know, I stopped dealing with my mother because of him. That's why. And she didn't stand up for me. And you know, all of our siblings had came to me and told me things that he did. And recently, some of our siblings had told me things that he did, which caused me to go get help for our mother and some of our siblings because of the things that he did. And so to say that he's this sweet and he's this nice person is the total opposite, you know, total opposite of that. I remember him as a small child being just as mean as our father was. And that's why there was a concern when the district attorney had told me 2-3 weeks ago, somebody needs to tell your mom she needs to get some counseling. I'm like, this is just the last attempt.
Also, I want to go too far back, but there's a clip we played that's out there that was on, I don't know if you said this already, but on YouTube, when Laura was talking, not YouTube, but Facebook Live, where she said all her back teeth and everything was knocked out. Mom said that in her testimony, all of that. And I mean, as you was reading it and we going through it, I'm like, what? It's like that is just ridiculous for her to say all that. Then to say that her teeth never grew back right. Of course, they're not gonna grow back if somebody knock them
You're
out.
a grown adult. You're not a shark. You're not a shark. Sharks' teeth grow back.
Well, maybe
we're humans. That's a part of the life.
She's another type of shark.
Yeah. Baby shark do baby. Even the little toddlers know that.
Oh man, I had to say that.
Just like, oh no.
Mm.
Okay, so note. So after Tiffany testified, this was the shocking part because we had been on the phone for like 6-7 hours reading Tiffany's testimony all day Saturday. So this was the shocking part when the sidebar finished up. When the sidebar started after Tiffany testified, it was brought to the judge presiding in this case that Musa had threatened his children by 1, sending threatening letters. Okay. 2, sending inmates to various siblings' home. 3, calling collect through a third party to threaten some of his children. The judge had a restraining order placed on all of us in protection against him. Musa was asked not to threaten his family, and the judge asked him, "Do not do that," and asked him, "Did he understand?" And Musa responded to the judge by saying no.
Yeah, I said
that's the he said
he
no.
kept saying no. He kept using other ways to act like he didn't understand what he was saying. And like I think it's like 2 or 3 times, and he finally just kind of he ain't really said, but you know how he is. He crazy.
Yeah, he said no, and the judge said, "What did you say?" I said no. He stated to the judge, "You act like I'm gonna send out a hitman." So when he said that, the judge told him, he said, he would stop the trial. He said, "I'm letting you know, Mr. Muhammad." He said, "I stop this trial right now and give you 100 to 200 years right now." He said, "You should stop." The judge also told him not to use a third-party person to threaten your family, or you will be held in contempt. Meaning, meaning because we're all privy to this. He did it for years, lied to our grandmother. Never told her.
And that's what I want to get into right there, because the judge told him, do not talk to your family members, your mom, all of them negative about your children. And he went out there and did it anyway. He talked negative about all of us to family members.
Yeah. It's a lot of stuff that I'm privy to that he's done, that I know he's done, especially with our grandmother for years at her vulnerable age, that he did that to his mother. And I spoke about that at the hearing in 2024, how he brainwashed and used our grandmother, and told her things that he was getting ready to get out. And she wasn't aware of it, that he was lying, And so I was really hurt by that he was doing that.
And see, in the fact, I had no idea that the judge told him, do not talk negative about your children to your family.
Your family.
Man,
Mm-hmm.
he's been doing that for years. I mean, years. And to see that in there, like, yo, he just didn't care.
But he was upset mostly at the fact that he was not going to have no outside attention. He said, Your Honor, it seems like they're trying to take away my freedom and isolate me so that I won't be able to call home. And see, when he mean call home, he has some individuals that he called home to, not just our grandmother, without mentioning any names. And he tell them lies that he's getting ready to get out, or they're different from you. They're not blood. Now, for him to say that we're not blood, that we're different from you, you can't divide any of our blood from your family, because that's a given to all of us. But we can divide you from our blood because you're the one who did what was wrong. We didn't. We didn't. We can put you in the trash, take you out of our minds, hide you in the drawer somewhere, and forget about you. That's what we can do. We're speaking about this stuff that took place because we're getting the truth out there on what happened to all of us. And we're getting the truth out there about all the lies, like I said in my testimony, that your lying so-called wife told. That's who you should be mad at. But instead, you're mad at your children. And you've been doing that for years. And you need to stop doing that. That's what you need to do. You need to hang it up. Tell your whole family the truth about what you did. And repent. Apologize. And take your punishment. Like the man that rules with the iron fist that you said you are. Because to me, you a coward. That's what you are. You a bully. And you less than a man for what you did to all your children. And I'm speaking about children that was defenseless. They couldn't fight you off. They couldn't do anything. That makes you less than a man. That's what it does. And so you need to stop lying, and you need to tell your family that you deal with, you need to tell them the truth, that you're never getting out of there. Never. So moving on to what I'm doing now with the district attorney, I'm pushing now to ask them to give us an answer. Why did this lady record us, with all that footage that they got? Because something
it's a
about
lot.
I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. And it would make you wonder, like, it's so much overwhelming evidence of us that she have. What I don't understand is that how do you record 38 to 49 hours of abuse? And you're supposed to
and
be
the amount
held,
of time that she did is the crazy fact too.
Yeah, and you're supposed to be held hostage. Then you can manage to take photos of 10 of Moose's children in the act of being abused with a 5mm camera. Photos. Then you had time to get all of our birth certificates, get our names, and all of that. To package all this stuff up. There's no way you was locked in the garage. You had to enter into our parents' room to get birth certificates, to get pictures.
Didn't we read that Adrian said that she was going into a room looking for stuff?
When they would leave, she in her testimony that she would go into their room. When we would leave, that she would go into their room. And so people got to ask, even the DA, Julie Baldwin, you got to ask yourself all this stuff. I mean, you put him away, but my question to you, if you're watching, why didn't you put her away with him?
Yeah, he gave her immunity. I'm like, come on now.
Why you didn't lock her up? Because we testified to you, Julie, every last one of us, and it's in those transcripts, But Laura is dragging it out with a lie, stating on a Facebook Live that she was never mentioned in any abuse. In any abuse. When 13, 14, 15 people testified against her. Not just us, but our father's private investigators and witnesses that he had testified against her. I don't know anybody in that case that testified for her on that stand. I don't know anybody. I can't name one person that testified for her. So that's what I'm pushing right now, is that does it come to you guys, because you guys are these professional, law enforcement agents and these attorneys and these forensic persons, did it ever add up in your head that how is this person being held hostage and locked up like this at all these times that she's saying she was locked up, but she managed to gather? I mean, this is some overwhelming, this is like some informant stuff.
Yeah, like I said, when you sent it to me today, you was telling me about the other information that you found and that you went down to the courthouse and all that stuff. It was just overwhelming to me. I was like, how do you do this? How do you do this to a family? And the amount of time and all the recordings and 2 years, y'all. That's all I'm saying.
It's just way out. It's a lot.
Who do that stuff? Who do that stuff?
Yeah.
And taking pictures?
Yeah. And it's a lot. It's way out. I'm just like, you got recordings. I mean, she got recordings of Marcus telling dad that he was afraid to leave mom and his siblings because he was sick of him mistreating all of us, and he wanted to go back to Virginia and take all of us with him. And it wasn't allowed. She got recordings of us all being told to pull our pants down and bend over and to be beat on our behinds. Our sisters, she got arguments of our parents arguing, but never, and mind you, when I say never, never is never. It didn't happen. She has no recordings of when she stated he stabbed her in the foot, he held a gun to her head, he raped her. Where was I don't get it.
None. There's no recordings. No pictures, no recording, nothing.
It just don't make sense, because look, it was a given. This is how I look at it. It was a given that he was going to get in trouble anyway, because we bared all the bruises, the malnutrition, the lack of, not being in the environment. He was already going to get in trouble for that. The evidence was already there. But if she would have recorded herself of him doing all of that stuff, it would have brought everything together. Plus, you got to look at all of us. Nobody would go this amount of years and sit and say, oh yeah, Laura was, this didn't happen to her. Who does that? It doesn't make any sense for none of us to sit back and just tell the truth and say, yeah, he held her hostage. He beat her up. None of us saw that.
And none of y'all testified to that either.
And nobody testified to it.
And nobody did.
Yeah.
Nobody.
We told on our parents. So I don't get it. Why we didn't tell that on him? We told on him. So why we didn't tell that on him? Nobody saw it. So another thing is that I read 3 pages of Marlon's testimony. And at the 3rd page, this was yesterday when I came home from work, I read 3 pages of Marlon's testimony. And Marlon's testimony, Marlon is telling Julie Baldwin, and I quote, that dad hit him with a hammer on his feet. And this happened 4 or 5 times, and it caused his feet to bleed. And Julie asked him, she said, how did your dad do this, Marlon? And Marlon said I'm going to go back. Marlon said he was hit on the feet with a hammer. Now, there's an individual, I'm not going to mention his name, but he did a play called Staying Alive. And in that play, Laura states that Musa tied her son up to a pole, and then he started beating his feet. Now, Marlon is testifying in his testimony stating that he was tied up to a pole. And
Yep. And Dad had a hammer.
yeah, and that our father took a hammer and hit the tiptoes of his feet, and his feet was bruised and he was bleeding. Now, Laura flipped it and said that this happened to her son. Now, this is Marlon's testimony, okay? But Laura is saying that this happened to her, and she had one guy in Cleveland, and like I said, I'm not gonna mention his name, do a play, and she profited off of every last one of us.
Yeah, and I got a clip of that on this channel. So y'all just go through, you'll see it. It's up there.
Yep.
And Laura is screaming and screaming, but Marlon was saying that mom was yelling and screaming at dad, and she was cussing a lot. So if you see that skit and that lady's playing Laura screaming and cussing, that's what mom was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it was disgusting. You know, he was reading that, and I was like, that's sick.
Yep. And the other thing is that in that movie, Girl in the Garage, they got it like, you know, Dad put Laura in the basement because Laura said at one point that Dad used a hanging mechanism to hang her upside down. That's a lie. She made that up again, I'm stating. But Marlon told Julie Baldwin in his testimony that he was tied up in the basement, hung upside down, tied up to a pole because he got an F on a spelling test.
Yeah.
And Dad came down there and tied him up,
Yep.
gagged him and tied his arms up and left him down there all night. So this is something that went on in Marlon's testimony over and over again, is that when Julie was talking to Marlon, I noticed that she was trying to make Marlon keep saying that there
Down
was
there.
basements. Yeah, there was basements in these 5 different homes that we had lived in. Now I'm gonna tell you, the home in Bakersfield, Laura didn't live in that home. That's the only home we had a basement in. There was another home that we lived in on Chola that didn't have a basement. It was another home on Avenida Dorado that didn't have a basement. It was a home on Philbin that didn't have a basement. It was a home on Blaine that didn't have a basement. And Julie kept trying to trick Marlon up by trying to get Marlon to say, when he would make you go down there, or when he would make your sister and brothers go down there, it was like throughout his whole testimony. And Marlon kind of stopped a little bit and he said, go down where? He said, I'm getting confused. And she said, what are you getting confused about? He said, you keep saying go down there. He said, we only lived in one house with a basement, and that was in Bakersfield. And so with doing this movie, Girl in the Garage, Laura used every last one of our stories about that basement because every last one of us testified to that he put us in that basement, in that home. This was a home that our parents bought when we first came to the state of California. This was a home that they bought, okay? And he used that basement to scare all of us as a form of punishment. Some kids he sent down there more, but he used that basement as that. And so when Julie was saying that to Marlon, she kept saying, well, he used to make you go down there. And so what happened is when Mr. Morales talked to Marlon, when it was his turn, he said, Marlon, he said, how many homes did you live in that had basements? He said, only one. He said, was you aware of when Miss Baldwin was asking you, she kept saying, he kept sending you down there on Chola Drive. He kept sending you down there on Avenida Dorado. He kept sending you down there on Philbin. And Marlon was like, no. He said it was only one house that had a basement. So he said, why is Laura saying that she was in the basement? And so I'm like,
that's how they did that movie. Like,
yeah,
it's supposed to be, I guess, a basement / garage.
no such thing.
It's crazy how they did it. This girl in the garage, but she going downstairs like it's a basement.
Yep. All I'm gonna say is this stuff that she done put out in the media, this stuff is fake. She got stuff all over the place. All over the place. It's a whole setup to keep dragging a lie in hopes that she will get more money off of all of us. You know? And then too, another thing too, this was never about helping us at all. This was about
Nah.
getting herself out of trouble. That's what it was about. Because if it was about helping us, like Lakeisha had mentioned before in one of her interviews, this lady has never reached out to none of us and told us, I'm sorry for what you guys went through and that I did love all of you guys. And I'm sorry that y'all mom and you guys went through that. She's never done that. It's only been to reach out to us for gain. I want you to help me out because I want some money. That's all it's been for. It's been for nothing else but that. That's why she wrote the letter. That was in honor of her to save herself from getting in trouble. And the other thing is that the nerve of her narcissistic behavior, telling people she was abused, beat up, knocked around, raped, mistreated without any evidence. Now, while you can say that happened to you, like the DA said to me, you can say that, but you got to have proof. And there was no proof. There was no proof of that. There was no proof. No evidence. No pictures, no bruises, no scars, none of that. No concrete evidence at all.
No.
All she's talking about is some lying hearsay crap. And when I say it again, she had a long track record. A long, long track record.
Mm-hmm. Didn't the judge we were reading? I don't know who it was doing. Some of Laura or something else. The judge told Julie Baldwin he was tired of them kept mentioning Laura as she was abused or whatever, and he wanted to stop.
It was when Dad was testifying. I'm just
Okay.
only gonna mention a little bit because it's still two more packages of his testimony we got to go through. And I'm just gonna tell you this: I have a better understanding of their relationship and what was going on. I have a really based off of what we saw in the home. He treated her as good as gold, you know. But I have a better understanding from her testimony and from his testimony. It came together. It came together because he made a statement in there. He said that she was a hard person to get along with. And she made a statement in there. She said, he stopped paying attention to me.
Yep. And
She
that's why you
said,
in here.
he stopped paying attention to me. He testified. He said, what she told me leading up to me get ready to go to prison, she said, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. That's in his testimony. And he said, she said, you stopped paying attention to me, huh? You just didn't listen to me no more. And I believe she said this in Charles White's on his podcast on YouTube. She said, it got so bad, the relationship, she said, he stopped trusting her. She said, he stopped trusting me. He didn't trust me no more. And she claims that all of a sudden he snapped. All of this stuff that's in the media, I'm going to tell you guys, it's not in those transcripts, this stuff she's talking. It's a lot of stuff that she's talking in the media. It ain't in them transcripts. It's not in there at all. And when I tell you, I repeat it again, we still got a lot of work to do. A lot of work. And it's not a hard fight. It's a good fight, actually. You know, I stopped saying that it was hard. It's a good fight because you know why? We're doing something good. It was our lives. Anybody can criticize you for it. Anybody can say you lying. Anybody can say that they don't like you. Anybody can have opinion, but guess what? You wasn't there.
Yeah. And Miriam called dad, like that was her
Yeah,
father.
her father.
Yeah, and I didn't know that until
Yeah,
later. Plus, in reading in those transcripts, and how Laura left her own daughter there for like almost what 5 6 months,
yeah.
and dad was taking care of like was
When
his
she
daughter and treated
left,
her good.
when she left to move into her apartment, when we lived on Chola Drive
Mm-hmm.
in Desert Springs, and she went to Palm Springs, Miriam stayed with us. And if Miriam did go with her, guess what? Miriam was gone for like a day or two, and Dad was bringing her back. But what was sad to discover in there, and I'm not going to get into a lot of details until we run his testimony, is that he has a lot of regrets because he stated it to the court and he listed all his regrets. But I wish he was thinking about that stuff before it happened. That's what I wish,
Mm-hmm.
is that he was thinking about it. All I kept hearing with Laura, which was really shocking, I rarely heard it in any of our testimonies, maybe once or twice in some of our testimonies. But all I heard in Laura's testimony was the judge say hearsay. Jury disregard that. That's what I kept reading. Disregard that.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
it's just one of those things, that we're getting a hold of, taking care of business. It's coming
Mm-hmm.
in step stages and different degrees, but hey,
Mm-hmm.
we get in there.
Yeah, we are. We got the
Yep,
information, and we're just gonna present it the best we know how, and really just lay it out for everybody.
yep. So you got to be like
Yep.
really
So
patient with us because it's coming, and um, feel free, like we said before, to continue to support us on all of these platforms.
yeah,
Donate to us.
Facebook.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook,
Facebook, TikTok,
TikTok, Instagram,
uh, Instagram.
Spotify.
Well, I'm not. Yeah, Spotify. I gotta get. I'm not on Instagram yet, but I'm gonna get up
Not
there.
yet Instagram, but
Yeah.
Spotify.
Yep. Put
Follow us
videos up there.
definitely on Facebook because we just got that started. Richard just
Yeah.
got that going. So
Yep. I'm just trying to
definitely follow
get that
us.
running.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely follow us
And
on Facebook.
just want to tell my siblings out there, stop being afraid. Lord can't do anything to you. Tiffany, you did a good job. That was
Hmm.
your testimony was great. I mean,
Yeah,
Crystal too, you doing a good job.
you too,
Crystal is
Rich.
killing it right now. Nah, you killing it. I'm telling you. I
Yeah, you
sit back
killing it
sometimes.
too.
Look, I sit back sometimes like, man, what have I done started? Crystal is a beast. Crystal a
You
beast.
done created a monster.
Yeah, I be sitting here like, yo, this girl be hitting me up. Say, "Right, I looked this up. I did this. You need to go check this out. Right, I be going looking at stuff. I'm at work. She hit me up. Right, I found out. I'm like, what the crap? I done started.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good though. It's good,
Yeah,
and I like it because me and you get up here and we get to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? We get
yeah,
the discover stuff that we discovered and present it to everybody. It's good. So after every show, me and Crystal, we sit back, we have a conversation, and we just go on to the next.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said,
So
it's just one of those things, you know.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not giving up.
Yeah. So
You
we
know,
not we yeah, we hanging in it. We doing it. Yeah.
for the long haul,
Yeah, we in it. Hey, we started, we in it. Yep.
in it to win it.
Yep. So everyone, thanks for listening, following
Mhm.
us, supporting us, everything. We really do appreciate it. Comment much as you can, ask us questions. When we're on live, if you're able to up here live, come on, just hit us up some comments, say some stuff, or if
Mhm.
not, it's all good. We here and we're gonna keep putting this information out there. To those people in Ohio, come up here and listen to us. We're telling the truth. Ask Laura some real questions.
Yep.
Just get
Asking the
at it.
real questions.
Yeah. But all right. You got any more, Crystal? We're about to end this.
Nope. We about to
No,
go.
good.
It's
All
a
right,
wrap.
everyone. Yeah, hit that like button, subscribe, and everything to this channel. We'll be back next week.
Good night.
Good night.